I'm Sal.
I'm Beth.
We are the Brewery Lovers. Another California installment. We started out in Bakersfield when we got into the state. Here's Beth playing with her new horse friends. We stayed on a farm. It was boondockers, right? Not a harvest.
It was a boondocker's welcome.
The difference is a boondocker is just somebody who is friendly to RVers and they'll let you stay in their driveway. And what a beautiful place.
Oh my gosh, it was gorgeous up on a hill.
And you could see one of the big mountains. It was not Whitney.
I thought it might be Mount
Whitney.
Whitney.
It was beautiful, but I can't remember which one. Anyway, Beth made some new friends. Bakersfield, as it turns out, is a big oil-producing region. It's the oldest oil field in California, which I didn't expect. I didn't expect to see all these jack pumps. It has the jack pumps of Texas, but the rolling landscape of California.
And sheep.
There
were lots of sheep around too.
So here's a jack pump and some sheep milling around. But even with the jack pump, it's pretty.
Yes.
It's a pretty spot. Cool thing about being in Bakersfield when we were is that the almonds were in bloom. And Beth has all kinds of almond statistics for you. Look at this.
I was just fascinated. Like, I knew I wanted to see the almonds in bloom, but I didn't realize how vast this production is. There's 800,000 acres of almond trees in this part of California. 30 different varieties of almonds. So they produce 2.5 trillion flowers, and honeybees are brought in from all over the country. 80 billion bees it takes to pollinate all these trees. And then the yield is 1.85 billion pounds of almonds. And
you actually see piles of them, like from last year. It's kind of like driving through Nebraska, you see piles of corn. In California, you see piles of almonds. They're all covered up with tarps. They keep the husk on. That protects them when they overwinter. But the flowers are really pretty.
Oh, it was so pretty.
But they don't.
We just kept driving through them over and over.
You can't avoid them. It's just how many did you say? How many trees?
How many trees? Well, 800,000 acres.
Acres of almonds, yeah.
Yeah.
And just beautiful. They don't really smell though.
No,
to us.
They weren't. Maybe to the bees.
The bees obviously love the smell, but they don't have much of a perfume for humans.
We stayed at a harvest host that had almond trees, so we were able to walk right through the fields.
We did that a couple of times.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
So, a little diversion here. We're going to criticize a brewery. You know we never do that because generally speaking, if we go to the brewery, it's a good one. We don't go to bad breweries.
No, we carefully select where we go based on, we have two primary criteria. One is their Untapped rating, and the other is we look for breweries that have medaled at the Great American Beer Fest.
Right. So this place is a 394 on Untapped.
Which is really good.
Really good. Anything around 4 is you should find really good beer in a place with a 394 rating. Guess what? It wasn't. I'd give it a 3.7 on their best day. So the question is why? What's going on? Well, you can see how crowded the place is. I think that's the key. It was literally like a mob. You could barely get a table. When you're making beer and you can't make enough, you have two choices. You either don't sell the beer or you take shortcuts. And again, this is pure conjecture, but one of a couple things is happening. One is we caught them on a bad week. That's happened before. There's a brewery in North Carolina that we like.
Yeah. And
we've been there 10 times, and 9 of the 10 times it was great, and once it was really bad. So, what's going on? We don't know exactly.
And when we say really bad, it's just not up to standard.
Right.
There's plenty of people who are out for a nice afternoon, sit in the sun, have a beer, would be totally content with it. It's not, dump it out in a plant bad.
Well, we have had that.
We've had that, but you'll never hear where we had that.
Couldn't. This place was not in that category. The beer was drinkable. It just wasn't that great.
It just wasn't great.
And it wasn't $3.94 on Untapped. No way. So, a couple theories. One is that they're speeding the fermentation by turning up the temperature in the fermenter. Bad idea. You get beer faster, but you get not good beer faster. Or, more likely, Beer takes a long time to age. It could be anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, depending on the style.
Could be months, depending on the style. My guess is that they're selling what we call green beer. Green meaning it's not ready, not ripe. Like a piece of fruit. So who knows? Anyway, $3.94 on Untapped. We included this because we wanted to show you that there are outliers. Untapped is a very good barometer of beer quality, but it's not perfect.
The other product that this brewery had was seltzer. They had multiple seltzers. They were very pretty.
Technicolor.
They were, bright colors, and I'm just sure that they were very popular with a whole nother segment of the drinking population.
Right.
So if you had a family and somebody doesn't like beer, but they like seltzer or a cocktail,
right,
that would be their alternative.
So that could be where the high Untapped rating is coming from. We didn't try the seltzer. It might have been amazing. Who knows?
Yep.
But it looked like Fruit Loops.
Which are pretty. I wouldn't want to eat them, but they're pretty.
We digress. Anyway, just wanted to give you a little bit of an idea of how Untapped is great. I mean, it's our number one tool, but
it's not perfect.
Every now and again. Now, really, to be fair, we should go back to this place a year from now and see what's happened.
Try it again.
Because what will happen is like a new brewery will open, and they'll be like 3.8, 3.9, because everybody that's going is excited. Hey, there's a new brewery in town. And then you'll see quickly the Untapped rating will drop to reality.
As more critical drinkers start to arrive.
Or that the other place that we mentioned where the beer was not great that one time, they still have a high Untapped rating because they recovered.
Yeah.
We were just there we caught them on a bad day, and that happens. That could have been what happened here. Anyway, we're not going to tell you their name because, that's our thing. So this is not a brewery. This place was so much fun and insanely busy. There's a big Basque population in Bakersfield, which is a region of Spain, and a lot of Basque people came here many, many years ago, and they've stuck together just like any other nationality, Irish, Italian, Polish. But there's more than one Basque restaurant.
I think there was at least
Bakersfield.
3, maybe 5 Basque restaurants, and we don't eat out a lot.
Almost never.
But when you find a cuisine that's that unique that you just don't see everywhere, we had to stop and have a meal.
Speaking of beer, we weren't. Do you have beer?
I do. So.
That's what you're supposed to be taking care of, beer. This is North Carolina beer, even though we're talking about California. Go figure.
Yeah, well.
We don't have any Bakersfield beer. This is
we have California beer, but we're saving that for another.
Well, yeah, because it goes with the breweries in the video. Wicked Weed is one of the bigger, more popular breweries in Asheville, North Carolina, and they make Pernicious IPA, which we kind of like.
Yeah.
It's one of our go-tos. It's one of our goes to when we're
Is that like attorneys general?
attorneys general.
So, grammar. Throwing a little grammar.
Oh, we're nerding out on beer. We may as well nerd out on grammar too. This place was so much fun. It's called Pyrenees, which makes sense. That's kind of the Basque region of Spain. And mob scene. I mean, it was bedlam. We could barely get served.
We could barely get in the door.
True. And like everybody in Bakersfield was here. Part of the reason we wanted to go there is they have Peacon Punch on the menu. It's not the nut, it's the liqueur that it's made from. Picon is a bitter Amaro liqueur. Amaro just means bitter in Italian.
So is that like Campari?
Yeah, Campari would probably be an Amaro. Picon is an Amaro that's made in France, ironically. It's become the staple of Basque cocktail.
Go figure.
But it's really herbal. It's got a lot of herbs in it. And it looks like Coke, like you think maybe it's going to be sweet. It's not.
It's not at all sweet. It's like when you can order like a Campari drink and it's red and you think it's going to be fruity and it's astringent.
Bitter and astringent.
Yeah.
So this is brandy, pecan, a little bit of soda, and lemon, right?
Yes.
And the first sip is like, whoa, what's going on here?
Why did I order this?
Little cough syrupy. But then as you get down lower in the glass, it gets kind of nice once you get over the shock.
Well, we saw a short film at last year's, the 19th annual Damn Short Film Festival. There was a film about this particular drink.
Because there's a large Basque population in northern Nevada.
Yes, up near Reno.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd wanted to try it ever since then. So finding a place that had it was fun.
Yeah, we kind of tried to mix our own in Boulder City.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And I don't know
probably
how,
wasn't exactly right.
Yeah, I don't know how right they were, but it's interesting, and it's kind of good if you don't mind bitter, and we don't. Obviously, we're IPA drinkers, and Beth loves Campari, so there you go.
I do.
But that's the reason we're not drinking beer, because we were interested in that particular cocktail because of the movie, which I'll put the link in the doobly-doo. The movie was called Peacon Land, and it actually won Best Nevada Film at Damn Short last year, right?
Correct.
2023. It was really fun. Fun movie to watch. And the guy just interviewed all these bartenders and Basque people
who
and
like
just
to drink
regular
it.
people who drink it. And he did a beautiful job. He really did. The guy did a really good job on that movie. So I don't know if you can watch it yet online. I haven't found it.
I
But
don't know.
we'll give you the information about it anyway. Maybe you'll figure out a way to watch it. And the food, my goodness. Simple, like peasant food. This is a bowl of cabbage soup or something. It was so
Vegetable soup.
good. It was just so good. See that little bowl of soup? $1,000, I think it cost. This place was not cheap.
It wasn't that bad.
He got the check. We were like, wait, what happened?
That's why we don't eat out all the time.
Especially in a place like that. But you know what? It was worth it.
Yeah,
Great
it was great.
experience, and I recommend it. Just bring your best credit card. So this is probably the best brewery in Bakersfield. There's a lot of B's in that sentence. Dionysus, really good. Again, highly rated, and honestly highly rated.
Yes.
Deservedly
It was a
highly rated.
4.06 on Untapped.
Was it really over 4?
Mm-hmm. It was
Wow.
over 4, and the owner was back there brewing.
Yeah, he had a good story. He worked in some giant brewery, or this place used to be a giant brewery, and he bought out his partners and downsized, and now he's just doing the stuff he wants to do, and he's doing it really, really well.
And he's happy.
And he's much happier. His little baby was there.
Yeah, his wife and his baby were there.
But not that much on tap, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
That's often a sign of a brewery that's trying too hard. And some of these aren't even beers. They got a couple of seltzers up
Seltzer's
here.
there too.
Sort of a typical industrial park brewery. It looks like, almost looks like every other, but the beer was excellent. It really was. It was a nice hang. It was a comfortable place.
It was a great place.
You can see the baby carriage in that,
Yeah.
that shot. Best dancing.
There was music on.
So we had 3 beers, at least.
Yes.
Go ahead, you can tell them.
I believe the one on the left in this photo is called Up, Up, Down, Down.
Yeah, that's definitely the Pilsner.
It was a dry hop Pilsner. And then the one on the right is called Juicicle.
Yep.
It had blueberry, vanilla, and lactose, and sea salt. So it was
Yeah.
really interesting and balanced and
They were all good.
tasty.
They were all good. But interesting that no IPA. They had just run out, I think,
Yeah.
because he does small batches. And the Milkshake Dreams we also had. That was a
Mango and vanilla and lactose.
Yeah, sour, right? No, that was an IPA actually. Milkshake IPA.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the one IPA he had on. He didn't have any traditional IPAs, but he did have a milkshake, and
IPA.
it was really nice. Beers were superb. Anyway, there's your Bakersfield and other report. Good.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.